At the heart of what I teach is a fundamental, basic, perhaps obvious, but for some people quite revelatory concept that all decisions are in fact investment decisions. That whether it's as small as train or car, left or right, or as massive as, to buy or not to buy, to take the job or not, ultimately what we're doing at the point of every decision is investing a scarce resource. Now, when we use that word investment, we tend to think of the investment of the great scarce resource that is money, and usually for long periods of time. But money is not our only scarce resource. In fact, our scarcest resource, I would argue, is the same resource, the resource that we all have exactly the same amount of, and that is, of course, time. Time takes many different forms: energy, passion, attention. Other scarce resources, our degree of comfort and security, our health and well-being. And all of these scarce resources are on the line whenever we make a decision. So the question that I pose to people is this: are the decisions that you are making the best decisions to get you to wherever it is that you want to get to? Are the decisions that you are taking the best decisions to get you to wherever it is you want to get to? And only they can answer that question, because not least only they know what their individual and collective goals are. But usually by provoking people to answer that question, we can catalyse a new kind of thinking within a group that can really make huge changes in the decisions that people take and the results that they get. So yes, poker. Where does poker come into all of this? To be a great poker player, you don't need a forehand like Nadal or a foot like Zidane. You just need to make decisions consistently, every 90 seconds, 10 hours a day, 5-6 days a week. Indeed, all you're doing is allocating your scarce resources under conditions of uncertainty with the aim of making a profit in the long run. And it's not luck that defines who makes the money over the course of a year, although luck will have its say during the course of an evening. It's skill. And critically, it's a skill that can be taught and learnt, and a skill which is absolutely vital to poker and business and life. So bringing it all together, I guess for the last 6 years, I've been teaching this body of knowledge to businesses from around the world, from Hong Kong to Halifax, and showing how changing thinking just a little bit up front can have sometimes radical implications for the way they approach everything, really, I think, from leadership to training, to change management, to innovation, planning, any kind of resource allocation, and even and especially sales. And depending on the speech or the presentation that they choose, participants can learn anything from what a risk is, to how to understand uncertainty, how to deal emotionally with luck in life. I think that's one of the most important things. How to motivate themselves and others to step outside of their comfort zone more often and seize opportunity. How to make decisions like a leader, and how to change anyone's behaviour. They learn why we're all of us irrational from time to time, and how we can harness that critically. And they'll learn what makes innovative people and cultures creative, and why we're sometimes rational and why we're irrational, and when to use each mode of thought to our advantage in different situations. And most importantly, for me, the subject that I'm always going to be most passionate about is the difference between a calculated risk and a gamble, and how and why it's so important to consistently take great decisions, not for the now, but for the long term.